A thunder of jets in an open sky, a streak of gray, and a cheerful...
A loop, a whirl, and a vertical climb, and once again you'll know it's time for the adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and friends.
Starring that supersonic speedster, Rocket J. Squirrel, with his pal Bullwinkle the Moose, and a host of others.
Hurry, Bullwinkle! The show's about to start!
I'm coming as fast as I can.
Wave to the people!
Yay!
Now what are you doing?
Signing autographs. Let's see. John Smith.
But your name is Bullwinkle.
I know, but that's hard to spell.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. Come on and join us.
Sure, there's always room for one more.
Mexico. Just over the horizon lay the sleepy little village of Mucho Loma. English translation, much mud. Folk who dwelled there were so tuckered out, sloshing their way through the streets, they spent most of the day and night regaining their strength.
Tell me, Jose, you old stick in the mud. Are you too tired to play tiddlywinks?
I too tired to tiddly, but I gonna take 40 winks.
It was just about then that Guadalupe Rodriguez made his untimely entrance into Mucho Loma.
It will be chilly today, but a tamale. But oh, by golly, blame it all on Sam or Sally.
The arms of Morpheus were fractured.
Hey, you with the big mouth. You are under arrest.
What for I under arrest, Senor Sheriff?
City Ordinance numero 425, being a loudmouth during siesta.
It was 1 year later that a tight-lipped Guadalupe walked out of jail, mounted his loyal steed, rode at least 200 miles without saying a word, halted in the middle of nowhere, and said...
Dirty cotton-picking town!
Revenge had burned deep into his tone-deaf head, and his plan for attaining it was at the very least bizarre. First, he stole a branding iron, one with an O at the end. Next, he made off with a black cowboy suit that had once been worn by Sunset Carson. That night, when all of Mucho Loma was peacefully slumbering, a masked rider galloped in and raised an unbelievable ruckus.
Hey, everybody up! Nobody go to sleep! The dam is breaking! Rise and shine, open it up!
Lights were frantically lit, but not the citizens. They stumbled out of their beds, alarmed by the uproar.
Doggone, this mud is ruining my Dr. Denton's.
Don't worry about the mud. Look what's coming.
Down the street he dashed, pausing long enough to stab his hot branding iron here, there, everywhere.
The mark of 0.
Thus begins a terrible tale, a tale of endless nights in which the masked marauder tormented the town, not so much as allowing a child to close its eyes in sleep. Red-eyed, thoroughly distraught, the town council held an emergency meeting.
Senores, please, no bickering. Now, we must hire someone to capture this notorious night rider with the big mouth. Any suggestions?
Let's call in the Lone Ranger.
No, he's got problems of his own. He just found out Tanto is a girl.
Suppose we leave this perplexed group and look in on our heroes, Rocky and Bullwinkle, whose touring sedan has come to an unscheduled stop atop a hill overlooking Mucho Loma.
I think we made a wrong turn when we left Tallahassee.
Well, you had the map, Bullwinkle.
I had what map, Rock?
The one I told you to keep under your hat.
This is not a hat. This is a hat rack. Jack, Abednego.
Well, chances are we're lost then and probably out of gas.
I shall check the gas tank.
And so he did while Rocky surveyed the town below.
Sure hope there's a garage down there.
Well, I checked the gas tank. It's still there.
I know it's there. Is there any gas in it?
I shall check.
Oh.
Say, Rock, I can't see inside the tank. Got a match?
You strike a match and we'll blow up.
It must be a joke. Bullwinkle was smart enough not to use a match.
You're right, sir. I shall use my lighter.
You couldn't call it a complete mistake, for it not only catapulted the moose back into the car, but sent it reeling down the hill at a breakneck clip. And of all things, right at the Mucho Loma Town Hall. Will they get together? Will they hit it off right? Don't miss The Boys Bounce Back or Springtime in the Rocky.
And now it's time for...
Time for the dancing fool, Bullwinkle.
Again?
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
And now for one of our special fairy tales.
Yeah.
It seems that once upon a time there was a kingdom without a princess. And since no real kingdom should be without a princess, the king decreed that a princess must be found.
A princess must be found.
The king was interrupted by the court jester, Million Laughs Charlie.
Ho, 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 ho. How about a good laugh today, Kingy? A funny thing happened to me on our way to the castle. This Irishman says to me...
Please, Charlie, I'm trying to find the princess lost since childhood.
Oh, gosh, King, that's a great idea. How you gonna do it?
Nothing to it, Charlie. Just offering 1,000,000 gold grickles for the princess when she shows up.
1,000,000 gold grickles? Well, sire, I'd love to help on this project. Do you remember what she looked like at all?
No.
Good. I mean, oh, that's too bad.
She was just a baby when she left. But I'll know her by the way she passes the test I have in mind.
Sure. Well, see you around, Kingy. I have to go cheer up some shut-ins in the dungeon. Yuck, yuck.
But Million Laughs Charlie wasn't really going to the dungeon. Oh, no. He was on his way to find...
1,000,000 gold grickles. The happy ending. Oh, I just love fairy tales.
Charlie.
Huh?
Let's go to a show tonight.
Not now, honey. I got a big deal cooking. Don't bother Charlie now, baby.
And the jester entered the house of his good friend, Clyde Clod.
Hiya, Charlie.
Hi, princess.
A princess? But I'm
Never say not, Clyde. Just put on this outfit.
So Charlie and Clyde Clod set out for the castle to fool the king.
I don't want to be no princess. These high heels are killing me.
Well, King, here she is. The first contender for princess.
Big for her age, isn't she? All right, step this way. Now, if she stays awake on these mattresses overnight, I'll know she's the one.
Well, how's that?
There will be a small pea under the bottom mattress. If she's a real princess, she will be so refined, so sensitive, that even a tiny lump like that won't let her sleep.
Very clever.
The make-believe princess climbed to the top of the pile and lay down. Then Charlie and the king waited all night.
It's time. I'll climb up and see if she's still awake.
If she's not, she sure will be.
Sure enough, Clyde was sound asleep. But when Charlie's spear came through the mattress...
Ooh! Aha! Look, she's sound asleep. That's not the real princess. Out!
The nerve of that hussy. Now you've done it, bungler.
But Charlie...
Cannot you do anything right?
But Charlie,
Put this on and meet me at the castle and see that you don't muff it this time.
Okay, Charlie.
Charlie, let's go on a picnic. I'll make peanut butter sandwiches.
No, sorry, honey. I'm in the exact middle of a very big deal.
In a little while, Clyde was once more climbing onto the mattresses.
Is the pea still in place, Charlie?
I will see, Your Majesty.
But while checking the pea, Charlie opened a bottle of mosquitoes. The idea was that they would be sure to keep Clyde awake. Unfortunately, one landed on his nose. So, when the king climbed the ladder to say goodnight...
This girl is asleep already. She's a fake. Out!
You imposteress!
Oh, Charlie, I can't do it. I ain't no princess. I'm just a...
Sure you can, kid. You'll make a great princess. Now put this on. And here, take this alarm clock. It'll wake you in the nick of time.
Sure enough, the next morning, just as the king was climbing up to check the princess, the alarm went off.
Another fake.
It's disgraceful. You know, you just can't believe anybody these days.
You're absolutely right, Charlie.
What do you mean?
I mean, out. And stay out.
I tried, Charlie.
Not hard enough. Well, honey, you're in luck. Million Laughs Charlie, yuck, is now available for that date.
No, I can't make it, Charlie. Didn't get a wink of sleep last night. I think there was a pea under my mattress.
First, we'll have dinner at a pea. You don't sleep a wink?
Yes, this really was the princess. The real princess. The girl that would get the 1,000,000 gold grickles and all the titles of her realm.
999,999. 1,000,000 gold grickles. You also get your choice of any man in the kingdom. Just sign this receipt.
Any man in the kingdom? Darling,
You said it.
will you be mine?
For keeps?
Well, that's the story. The king had his daughter, the princess had her gold, and Clyde had the princess.
Yeah, they all live happily ever after. I hate fairy tales.
Time for Bullwinkle's Corner. Today's poem is a ballad of the war between the states. Barbara Frietchie. The spires of Frederick usually stand green-walled by the hills of Maryland. But the town was deserted that autumn day, 'cause Confederate troops were on the way. But there old Barbara Frietchie sat. Her Union heart was loyal yet. And up the street came the fearsome call.
Ye Stonewall Boris! Hi, you all!
Under his slouch hat left and right he glanced, then saw a wondrous sight.
Oh, boy!
Quick as it fell from the clothesline there, Dame Barbara snatched her underwear. Shoot if you must this old gray head, but spare my Union suit, she said.
Foolish girl!
Hold it, Stonewall! Who touches the hair of my gray head dies like a dog. March on, I said. I may be patriotic, but I'm not crazy.
And now it's time.
Time for that jolly juggler, Bullwinkle.
Oh, dear.
3 at once. 1, 2,
And now here's a feature you're sure to like.
3.
Chinook, a wind that blew through Canada in the fall of 1928, but the biggest Chinook of them all was Dudley Do-Right, who blew through Canada at the turn of the century.
Farewell, Mother. I am off to the movies.
Take care of yourself, son, and don't forget to write.
Dudley spent the next 3 hours in a neighborhood theater without once seeing the picture. The reason for this was that he had fallen down a manhole and was sitting in a sewer.
Oh, my. I am guilty of trespassing.
The family code was a do-right must always do right. So the conscience-stricken lad turned himself in at the closest mounted police post, which was 500 miles away in northern Alberta. This particular post was then under the able command of Inspector Ray K. Fenwick, a full-blooded Canadian, born and raised in Bogota, Colombia.
Ordinarily, I'd give you 20 years for your crime.
You can have it for nothing if you wish.
The inspector knew a comeback when he heard it.
How would you like to be a mounter?
I would rather live in Philadelphia.
But when Dudley saw the official Mountie uniform, particularly the string attached to the pistol, he was hooked.
A Mountie I shall be.
After about an hour and a half of basic training, he was ready for his first job.
You see that jar of jelly? Read the label.
Mother Whiplashes log jam.
Right. Now spread some jam on a piece of bread and bite.
The strapping young Canadian did as he was told.
Anything happen?
Yes, sir. I've just lost 2 teeth.
That's because that so-called jam is in reality cement.
Pointing to a map, the inspector filled our hero in on a hideous but ingenious crime.
Timber is Canada's #2 industry, but lately the timber hasn't been coming down the river. That's because a devil named Snidely Whiplash has taken this log jam, poured it over the logs, and created a log jam up at the river's mouth.
Why do we not arrest him?
With an alias like Mother Whiplash? Why, we'd antagonize every mother in Canada. Oh, no. The only way to solve this problem is to dynamite the log jam and break it up. You see that satchel on the floor? It has a time bomb in it. Now you take the satchel and stick it into the log jam.
To the mouth of the river, horse. We have a deed to do.
Let us journey ahead to Mother Whiplash's log jam factory, for it is here that Snidely Whiplash faces a problem he never dreamed would come up.
What do you mean my log jam is going over big in the supermarkets? I don't want to be in the jelly business. It's too legitimate.
I wonder, Mr.
Whiplash, Snidely Whiplash.
I wonder, Mr. Whiplash, if you could spare some water. My horse has a hoarse throat.
For $4.18, the animal was permitted to quench its thirst at a nearby trough.
I'm on a secret mission, you know, which is to blow up Snidely Whiplash's log jam, Mr.
Whiplash, Snidely Whiplash. What's in the satchel?
A time bomb with which to blow up the log jam.
Curses, this lout may put a crimp into my plans. I know. I'll stop him with Eloise.
Eloise was a former manicurist who used to trim nails. Now she worked in one of Whiplash's gambling halls where she trimmed suckers.
See if you can finagle that Mountie into a game of chance.
By taking a longer route, Eloise was able to get ahead of Dudley.
Hello, handsome. How about a game of poker?
Dudley didn't play, but his horse did. They got involved in the game and never even noticed Whiplash, who made off with the satchel.
Now, that's some horse you got, Monty. So far, he's had 4 flushes and 3 inside straights.
You should see him play domino.
Do right. Where's the time bomb?
Oh, gee whinnekers, now where did I... Stop, you think...
The chase was on. Whiplash led our hero through the dense forest. Then up a huge mountain until, breathless, he paused at the edge of a lofty precipice.
Gosh, this is some swell view up here.
Listen, Mountie, have pity on me. If you were to take the time bomb in this satchel and blow up my log jam, I'd be destitute. Forced to live off social insecurity. Then, too, think of Mother.
Whose mother?
Your mother, Whistler's mother, anybody's mother. Doesn't that bring a tear to your eye?
It brought a lot of tears, which is what Whiplash wanted. Poor Snidely. Of all places, that time bomb landed on his log jam. The timber flowed free, and Canada's #2 industry was saved.
Pardon me, Inspector, but about that log jam...
Not now, Do-Right. Your horse has got me stuck. All right, I'll see your 5 horse, and I raise you 50.
Ready, Rock?
You sure you know how to work that thing?
No. Anyways, here's what it was supposed to look like.
Enchilada lovers unite. For in our preceding installment, that pail-banging, cymbal-crashing, cap-shooting desperado Zero gained his vengeance upon the Mexican village of Mucho Loma by keeping them awake nights.
We're not doing so well during the days also.
I wasn't too sure myself that Rocky and Bullwinkle would be in this story until we saw them parked high on the hill just above the town.
I don't see any signs saying this is Mulholland Drive.
Neither do I. I'm afraid we're lost.
They were also perilously low on fuel.
And you know what they say? There's no fuel like I haven't got the guts to finish it.
A check of the gas tank brought immediate results.
Bullwinkle, you ought to know better than to expose a lighter to a gas tank.
That was last episode, Rock. This is this one.
Down the hill they rode in a direct line for the town hall.
Senors, something tells me that help is on the way.
Help! They were on the way, all right.
Caramba, our beautiful town hall is a mess.
Yeah, it's a mess hall now.
Honest, fellas, we're awfully sorry this happened. You see...
But the forthright little squirrel couldn't explain his way out of it. In jig time, they were in a cell.
Say, Mr. Sheriff, could you tell us what we're in for?
For about 3 years.
Hokey smoke!
Oh, chin up, Rock. That'll go by like 1,095 days.
There was one consolation. At least they could get some sleep, or so they thought. Sure enough, no sooner did the sun go down than Zero made another attack.
Can you see what's going on, Bullwinkle?
Yeah, there's a guy who looks like Warner Baxter out there.
Oh, it couldn't be Warner Baxter.
How about Warner Brothers?
All night long, a figure in black galloped back and forth, creating a horrendous racket. It wasn't until dawn that he retreated back into the hills.
Well, at least now we can get some shut-eye.
No, senores. It's time for you to receive your sentence.
But you told us last night we'd gotten 3 years.
That was for destroying the town hall. Now you get a second term for destroying the mayor's apartment.
We in Mucho Loma, English translation much mod, are very forgiving.
You hear that, Rock? He is forgiving us.
See, I am all for giving you 99 years in jail. However, I'm going to cut that down to 98 years.
Your Honor, You do that and you'll never catch that noise-making bandit.
Momento, senores. What do you know about Zero?
He used to run around with a little fella named Glorioski.
Right, and we're the only ones who can make him stop riding through town. But we'll only do it if you let us go free.
If we let you go after Zero, how do we know you won't stop until you are out of the country?
Hold a hostage.
Sure, we'll let you keep the sheriff here.
So right by you, Sheriff?
All right.
An hour or so later, no, I guess it was more like a half hour. Well, check that. Make it 45 minutes. Our plucky heroes left on their perilous quest.
Narrator sounds a little confused.
Yeah, must be the tropic zone.
No, it's my watch. Anyway, although they scoured the area, not a sign of Zero did they find.
No sense in going any farther. Let's camp before it gets dark.
Do you think it's safe? I mean, that Zero guy's liable to sneak up on us and...
This was one of the few times the moose was right. For while they set up camp, directly above them on a plateau stood a huge boulder. The same unsteady boulder we've used many times before. And behind it, already hard at work prying it loose, was Zero. Oh, drop anything important to catch our next thrilling episode, Rock Meets Rock, or Thud and Blunder.
Well, it looks as if our time has just about run out.
Mine must be a little slow.
You got the credits, Bullwinkle?
All on this itty-bitty card. Oop!
We're late again, Bullwinkle.
Right.
Bye now. See you next time.